I do have my number in here. It looks like 1-801-557-2739. Perhaps that'll be a way to... Hey. I'd love to, yeah. On Skype. And you got the message, the hello? Ah, okay. Oh, sorry. So I typed in Maxine, Bernstein, and no. I just 1 minute ago sent a message to Maxine Bernstein on Skype and said hello. So there's, let's see. It looks like there might be. Do you know what your handle is? Is it Maxine.Bernstein or is it MDB Maxine? Okay, then I can look it up through your phone. It's 503-221-8212. 503-221-8212. You can send them an invite or call the number. It says it's no, I was just looking to have you listed. It doesn't look like you're pulling up on Skype when the number is put in.
Let me call your number and then we can do a video call from my Skype. I'll just call your number.
Well, the problem is I want to be talking out of the computer.
Yeah.
So it would only be done if you're able to access the Skype account. And so the handle is CardiffGerhardt. What is the best way to get to your computer? I'd like to have a computer-to-computer interaction. And so, well, so there's... No, I don't think it's going to be through a phone. But I don't know how my computer is going to call your phone without doing the paid Skype plan, which I've never set it up. I don't want to get into it right now. No, that also wouldn't work. So.
He never wrote that. Those weren't his words. That his website developer had that up without his approval. So, just wondered, you handle the website, so
right.
Where that came from.
So, is there any way to get on a video call?
Well, if you want to do FaceTime.
Yeah, Google Meet, Skype. It's however. I can set up a Google Meet right now and send it to the Skype chat. I just need to make sure that I've connected to the right person. on Skype. We can continue from there. Well, no, I mean, either I send you an email with the link to Google Meet, or here, I'll just send another message to the other Maxine.
We have Skype for Business now, so it goes by, I can patch you in by your phone number. So we could do a video to phone. I don't see what is wrong with that.
I guess I just wanted to stay connected on the computer, just so that there was a video chat that we could keep logged. But I guess if you want to continue here, if this Skype isn't working, you don't want to go to Google Meet, then I'll just let you know that I started recording the conversation. I'll make sure that there's a just document of our conversation. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, thanks, Maxine. Okay, so then the question that you had asked was the content on the website. So I am coming into this campaign halfway through. I found Ryan Bundy about 7 weeks ago. I had no idea who he was, who his family was, but I found him because I was looking for the answer to a problem. And the problem that I have found is that Nevada state government is corrupt. And there's a lot of bad actors within the government that trickle down into all the departments, especially, and branches, so executive, judicial, legislative. But then there's also the departments.
Do you live in Nevada?
I live in Henderson.
Okay.
And
are you from Utah?
Originally born and raised in Utah, correct?
Okay.
Yep, lived in New York for a year and then found cryptocurrency and
Yep.
Just, a millennial making making sense of the world, really. And so the way I see it is that there's a lot of corruption in the system, especially when it comes to our monetary system, because we have a fiat currency which has an inflation supply that is monopolized by a central bank. And cryptocurrency solves the issue of centralizing monetary power. And I really know, I love the concept, and I've gone 110% into crypto ever since, and I know where it's going to lead, and that is becoming the superior monetary system in our world today. Anyway,
okay. So how did you find Ryan?
So I found Ryan because I saw some corruption going on in Henderson. And when I called the police, they did nothing about it, which led me to the conclusion that the police system and the executives within the Department of Public Safety are very likely corrupt and intentionally distracting the people and the police force from doing the real good, from solving the real crimes. And that led me up the chain of command. I started looking up who is ultimately responsible for bringing out a just and fair system in my neighborhood. And ultimately, that is the governor. And so I started looking into governors because I wanted to find the right person to put in power and support that campaign. I wanted to be 110% behind the person who would make Nevada great again, who would bring justice and purity into the system. And at first, I looked at Laxalt because Donald Trump endorsed him, and I see Trump being the first free sovereign president since the assassination of JFK. I see this, I'm heavily supportive of the Q movement. I think that, the Great Awakening is upon us, and that Donald Trump is really a presidential leader that came at the perfect time and is really showing the world that he fully intends to serve the people of America. And so...
Okay, so you connected with Ryan, and And at some point...
Well, so I started looking around. I looked into Laxalt, and what I saw was not what I wanted to see. Laxalt does not have the team, the issues, the motivation, the outspokenness, the pure-heartedness that I wanted to see. And I quickly realized that he is very likely just another swamp rat who's not going to get anything done. And so then I continued my search, and I found Ryan Bundy on a cryptocurrency blogging platform called Steemit.com. Steem is a cryptocurrency token that is, it's basically like Reddit meets Bitcoin.
What's it called? Steem?
Yeah, STEEM is the name of the currency, and the website is STEEMIT.com.
Okay, so you found him on the blogging platform?
Someone released a blog on Ryan Bundy on Steemit.com, and that's how I found him. And I also researched all the other governors, and really I reached out to him, and Ryan Bundy was the only one who took a meeting and had the values that I was looking for.
Okay.
And that's where I met with him, and I realized, without knowing who he was, without knowing anything about the Bundy Ranch, that he was, without question, the best choice for governor of Nevada.
Okay.
And so from there, I've been working 50-hour work weeks, no pay, to build up his campaign. I fully support Ryan Bundy 110%, and I know that he is the best choice for Nevada. So doing that, getting this dedication and this invitation into his campaign was how it began. That's where I built him his website from scratch. You know, that website I've put hundreds of hours into. Every single web page, connecting accounts, integrating links, backlinking. We've got, dozens of blogs ready to release. And I also noticed that his campaign was sabotaged. His campaign was essentially ruined from the inside out, and was it was tarnished by informants, by saboteurs, by people who are loyal to the Republican Party, who have been degrading the quality of our campaign. And so from there, it's been essentially building his campaign from scratch and driving it to the victory line.
Okay, so let me ask you about the website, the part about prison reform and where did he provide you the written information? Did he dictate it to you? How did you specifically the eye for eye rehabilitation reform?
Ryan Bundy was unaware of any of the content that I wrote on the issues pertaining to the prison reform. All of that content was my words written at 2 o'clock in the morning in an effort to build out his issues platform in time for Donald Trump arriving into Las Vegas. I didn't want this website.
So when did, so all that content was your words written at 2 o'clock in the morning, he was unaware of it?
100%, correct.
And when did it go up, the part about the eye for an eye?
Oh, this past weekend.
Okay. And it was, you said, in time for Trump's visit?
Trump is having a rally in Las Vegas on Thursday. We have a lot of moving parts. I'm campaign manager, which is essentially executive of the campaign, and I've been building a bunch of teams and systems and missions to collect in time for Donald Trump's rally, because we are under the awareness that Donald Trump is not aware that Ryan Bundy is running for governor. And we know that he has experience with Bundy Ranch and has made comments on it in the past. And we are very confident that if Ryan Bundy were to get visible presence in front of Donald Trump, it would be enough to change Donald Trump's endorsement in Ryan Bundy's favor. Therefore, I had been making decisions without his approval because of how little time we have.
So the part about, so when did you hear from him about, I think he took the eye for an eye stuff down.
I didn't. Ryan Bundy did that. He's in the process of rewriting it right now.
Oh, okay. So is that your thoughts?
Yes.
So if someone is raped, you believe someone should be raped 3 times? If they rape someone 3 times, they should be raped 3 times?
Now, you just had a confusing, incoherent question. I'll give you the opportunity to reword it.
Okay, I'll read from it. This is eye for an eye, retribution, reform. Let's see. Eye for an eye, retribution. If you murder 10 people, you will be murdered 10 times before your freedom is returned to you. We can remove the final resuscitation if the prisoner so chooses. If you rape 3 people, you will be raped 3 times as forced by the Nevada government and orchestrated by the victims if they are still alive. So do you believe in that?
The Bible speaks about an eye for an eye judicial system. And right now we have a broken prison system. It is my creative solution to refer to biblical retribution systems, and it would, if the choice were mine, I would implement a system similar to this. Yes, I would like to see rapists be raped. I would like to see murderers be murdered. They are criminals, and they deserve to encounter the golden rule.
What's the golden rule?
Treat others as you would like to be treated.
Mm-hmm. And who would do that? Who would rape these people from the government?
No comment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you put that up this weekend without running it by him?
Yes.
Is he pretty upset by that?
No.
Sounds like...
He seems flustered, and it did catch him off guard.
Do you think that's fair to put stuff up without... It's his platform, right?
I do think it's fair, given the circumstances we are in, yes. It is a platform dedicated to him, but I remind you, I built the entire website from scratch.
Right, but he says he doesn't believe in that. He doesn't believe. He thinks it's, he told me it's incredibly ridiculous to rape someone who's committed rape.
Okay.
So, I mean, you didn't check that it was, that he believed in what you were writing. That it was his platform that he wanted. Did he give you, like, free rein to do that? That's all I'm asking.
Can you specify what you mean?
Did he give you any outline of his position? I mean, did you discuss it with him and then say, I'm going to write this, or it sounds like you said you wrote this like at 2 a.m. in a rush?
No rush. No rush. It was a late night, but I stand by my words, and if Ryan doesn't agree, then he will update the website with his own words. My intention is to pave the way to success, and anything that he would like to modify is available to him. He has the ability to edit the website, same as me, and he is doing so on his own time. We're doing everything we can to win this campaign, and that includes the campaign manager making some decisions that he believes are in the best interest of the campaign.
Okay. Okay. So the whole, I just wondered how, the process, I mean, how do you before, putting up his platform, how do you know what his platform is?
Well, his platform is the website, governorbundy.com.
Right, but filling it out, the content. How do you, you were writing the content, but how do you determine that that's what he supports?
I've had conversations with him, many conversations, which discuss all the issues that are listed on the website. And what we're discussing here is a small subsection of a primary issue. So this was one that just got lost in the shuffle in terms of my thoughts and his words in conversations that him and I have had in our short history.
Okay. Did he ever tell you that that's what he supported, rapes, as a punishment for someone who rapes others?
No, we only got into the judicial system and the fact that our prison system and judicial system are both broken.
Okay. Did he talk about eye for an eye with you?
No, neither that as well.
Okay.
We had conversations that discussed his wrongful imprisonment, and that if he were to win a legal suit, he would essentially be a billionaire in terms of the compensation he deserves. We've also discussed how the people who are waiting on trial but held in prisons are abused and mistreated even though they have not been deemed guilty. And we also discussed the systemic flaw in the legal system that has been diverted from the original intent of the founding fathers.
Okay. Is it? Do I have your age right? 26? Is that right?
Correct.
And do you go? Is it Cardiff Gerhardt or John Cardiff Gerhardt?
My father's name is John, therefore my name has always been Cardiff in terms of what people call me.
And it's Gerhardt, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And so Trump is scheduled to be in Nevada on Thursday, you said?
Yes.
For campaign or for do you know what he's...
He's holding a rally, and I believe it is in support of the people he endorses.
Okay. And so are you trying to connect him to Ryan, or?
Yes. We're doing everything we can.
Okay.
But we don't have a direct connection to him or his campaign.
Right. Okay.
But Ryan will be attending the rally nonetheless.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to write about this part about this website. Ryan was pretty adamant that those aren't his words and doesn't represent him, and he doesn't agree with the eye for an eye, retribution, rape for rape, etc. So that's why I wanted to touch base with you to find out how that came about and where it came from. And it looks like he's taken it down and it is.
Well, I'll leave you on this. If I were running for governor, that's how I would hold my stance. I believe that is just and fair.
Okay. Did you do some acting at some point?
Yes, I've established somewhat of a career in film acting. Made a name for myself in Salt Lake City, Utah, where I was born and raised. And after graduating college with a finance degree, went out to New York.
Where did you go to college?
Westminster in Salt Lake City, Utah. And during that time, I had done, throughout those 4 years of college, I had built quite a catalog of productions of film. and I was discovered by some agents and representatives out in New York who worked for Wilhelmina Modeling, who wanted to branch out into acting, and they represented me as a manager, and they got me signed up with Innovative Artists, the agency. And from there I'd spent a year in Manhattan doing auditions for some of the biggest studios in the world. From there, while living in New York for that year, that's when I woke up, so to speak, and learned the truth about both the broken financial system involving US dollars, as well as the broken entertainment industry in terms of the corruption. And that's when I canceled my contracts and left in search for independence. You know, I wanted to be a business owner with a media company, and I wanted to succeed in business, acting, and music on my own terms. That's where I found Bitcoin, and then Ethereum, and then all the other cryptocurrencies, and became a crypto fanatic ever since.
Okay.
I was never involved in politics until I realized just how everything came full circle. The corruption in the monetary system led to the evil deeds that are being done in my neighborhood. And
what was the evil deeds in your neighborhood?
I don't have evidence, but I am under a strong intuitive awareness that there is human trafficking, satanic ritual abuse going on in Sin City.
Okay. Okay. And what brought you to Henderson?
My father.
Oh, he lives there.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Did you grow up in a Mormon family from Utah, or?
No, actually. Well, I actually recently, just barely learned that my mother and father had a short conversion into Mormonism, but then converted out of it or left the church. Just as a sample, as I guess they were testing the religion and it didn't work for them, and I never really had any full exposure to it. My mother is a Corigliano, Corigliano, which is an Italian family, and so their religious faith is in the Catholic Church. And so I've been baptized as a Catholic. I went to private Catholic elementary and high school. But I was, again, grew up, born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. So I was very familiar with the Mormon religion. I had a lot of Mormon friends. And, you know, I've got some exposure to the Mormon religion.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your time and explaining this. I'm sure Ryan was a little surprised by it. Do you have to run stuff by him before you post in the future, or not?
It's becoming the consensus. We need. Here's the thing: is that we have been so understaffed for so long that there's no one to send this information to. Ryan already has 25 things on his plate every day, and so it's not like I just disobeyed orders. I just have been moving and plowing through what needs to get done, and I have had the luxury of not needing to report everything to a superior. So that's really what this is, and as we build and grow. We just made 3 hires yesterday. Our team is growing exponentially. Our donors are flooding in. Volunteers are coming out of the woodworks. Like our campaign is gaining significant traction because of all the systems I've put together. So we're finally starting to realize all of the vision that I've had for this campaign. It's finally coming to fruition. So, an editorial content manager is going to be the person to take up this task, and we just haven't hired that person yet.
Oh, okay.
So. All
right. Well, I appreciate your time, and I'm just going to write about this little. Twitter blew up with screenshots from the website.
Yeah. Oh, I have to thank the trolls. If I could throw in the last note, is that there's a small army, about 7 people about 12 people, I think, who are paid to... Oh, just hold on 1 second. When's your wedding? Oh, the computer's about to die, so I'm just throwing in a... charger really quick. Okay, so there's a team of trolls who are on Twitter, and their goal is consistently to attack and defame Ryan Bundy. It's not just with the campaign, but also with the Bundy Ranch and the Malheur, Oregon, and the Bunkerville fiasco, the standoff. And so really it's, their attempt to make anything that we do in a bad light. We don't know who is actually paying these trolls to consistently, daily come after us. But we can only assume it has to do with whoever is financially involved with the...
there's been a lot of people following the whole occupation, the prosecution, everything.
Right.
But people are just... Everyone has been following all the trials, et cetera, started posting screenshots of the eye for an eye, rape for rape, and we're like, what? And so we're disparaging him, and I think Angie and Ryan were freaked out saying that those weren't my words. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, but this isn't the end of the world. It's not an entirely negative, detrimental issue. It's just sensitive, and if the media gravitates towards it and people use it as a discussion point, I think that's a very good thing. It's time to get people talking about real issues, and my opinion is that this is a very real and it's reasonable issue. It's just that it's not Ryan Bundy's exact words. If he doesn't want to stand by it, then he can retract it. And he may be looking into doing that, but I will not retract this. I stand by every word I wrote and only encourage him to leave it. But it's his campaign. It's not mine. I'm just merely one of the directors, one of the executives within the campaign.
Right, but it was never like he never told you that's what he believes, right? Before you wrote it, you said that's what you believe. He
never told me those words.
Okay.
There was a discussion that is recorded, which can be sourced, by the way, on SoundCloud. It's a podcast where he does talk about the prison system and how he would like to reform the prison, because a life sentence in prison does no good, and keeping people too long in a jail cell without proper restitution and rehabilitation is a systemic problem that we have. Now, that's where I came to my personal conclusion that an eye for an eye is exactly what Nevada needs.
Right. But that's yours.
Yes.
Conclusion, not his. Okay. Because he never said eye for an eye, is what...
He never even said eye for an eye, let alone the rapes and murders.
Okay. So are you still his campaign manager?
Of course.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to check.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Sorry the video connection didn't work. But,
oh, that's fine. I have everything I need. If you want, send over your email. I'm going to upload this conversation up on the YouTube, and we will have, both sides of the story.
Yeah, I don't think I need to. But my email is mbernstein@oregonian.com. Bernstein, BERNSTEIN @oregonian.com. OREGON. .com.
Yeah. All right. I'll make sure to send you the video.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Maxine.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Oh, fantastic.